Hey, what's up, Screen Addicts? Big show today. Dez of Desired Beauty stops by, plus we're talking Marion Cotillard's performance in Rust and Bone. I'm breaking down the latest rumors about Anchorman 2, plus take a look at Tina Fey's new trailer right here on Screen Addicts. In theaters right now, in a limited release, is Rust and Bone from Oscar winner Marion Cotillard and Matthias Schoenaerts. The story centers around Marion's character, who trains orca whales and is involved in a horrific accident. She loses both her legs and along the way befriends an underground fighter slash part-time security guard played by Schoenaerts. Now, while all the early Oscar buzz was about Marion's performance, as well it should be, Matthias really steals the movie. It's his film in a lot of ways. He's dealing with raising his son on his own, he's jumping from job to job, trying to find his place in the world, and finally, he befriends Marion's character, and the two form a beautiful connection.
Tu files combien pour faire ça?
Je sais pas. 500, 1000. Ça dépend si je gagne.
Tu ferais ça pour 500 €?
Bah ouais.
Tu te fais défoncer la gueule, mettre des coups sur la gueule comme ça, risquer ta santé pour 500 balles.
Risquer ma santé, ça va, t'excites pas.
I love French movies. They take their time, they're patient, they trust the audience to come to their own conclusions, they don't force feed the emotion, and that's evident here in Rust and Bone.
Je sais même plus à quoi ça ressemble. Je sais même pas si ça fonctionne encore.
T'as plus envie?
J'ai pas dit que j'avais pas envie.
Expect high praise for Schoenaerts and for Cotillard, and possible Oscar nominations for the both of them and for the film. It's one of my favorites so far this year. It's not me, it's YouTube time. This is the time on the show when I get my friends from YouTube to come on and talk about issues affecting the movie business. And this is a very, very tough subject today because we're talking with Dez from Desired Beauty about models turned actresses. Dez, welcome to the show.
Hello.
You know a thing or two about models turned actresses.
Yes, I do.
Well, it seems like when I was growing up, all the fashion magazines, because you know I'm a huge reader of fashion magazines. I'm really fierce, can't you tell?
I can see.
Well, it used to be supermodels on the cover, right?
Yes,
It was
that's
Claudia
true.
Schiffer and Elle Macpherson and Cindy Crawford.
favorites.
Now, you go and look at the fashion magazines, it's all actresses. It's
Yeah.
Mila Kunis and Kate Beckinsale and Jessica Biel. Is the supermodel dead?
Well, I think in a way, I hate to admit it, it kind of is. I think it's because actresses are a little bit more human, a little bit more relatable. They're not so flawless, even though they're kind of merging a bit. The way they're kind of shrinking and trying to like take away those imperfections that makes them so lovable. But I think the supermodel is a little bit dead.
Well, looking throughout movie history, who are some of the best models turned actresses?
Oh man, there's so many actually, surprisingly. I would say Sharon Stone, who was a model. A lot of people didn't know that. She's, I think, a pretty intense actress when she wants to be. I think, of course, Milla Jovovich. She's one of my favorites. I mean, when she did Fifth Element, she didn't even have to speak. But the way she was able to convey emotion with her eyes was amazing. Aishwarya Rai, Bollywood actress who I love, beautiful model.
Of course, Rebecca Romaine.
Rebecca Romaine.
Who's had a nice career on television and in the movies.
And Angelina Jolie, she was a model. She was started out as a model as well.
So there's hope out there for the Cindy Crawfords of the world.
Yes,
if you've ever seen Fair Game,
yeah.
with Billy Baldwin.
Oh, that's a terrible
that she might be able to
example.
come back as an actress now, looking forward.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little beauty, because your site is all about beauty, not just the makeup stuff you do, but I know you're into fashion. And when you look at the movies, who are some of your favorite characters to replicate their looks? I saw that video where you took on the identity of the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Yes,
it's one of my favorites. Pretty cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I actually just did Cleopatra as well. Inspired by a lot of like old Hollywood films for that one. And I'm also inspired by, you know, music videos as well, the ones that have stories. But my all-time favorite is Tarantino, so he's gonna inspire some of the next few ones.
I could see you with like a Kill Bill look going on. Yeah,
You're right on.
Oh, let's get the next video from you. Sweet, I'll be watching.
Yes.
Awesome. I know you're a fan of old Hollywood. Who from back in the day would be a big movie star now, you think?
My absolute favorite is Rita Hayworth. And I believe she would still kill today because she's so, was so multi-talented. She was a dancer and an actress, and she just had this presence on screen that is just unlike I've seen with anybody else.
Somebody who was around back in the day who they're now making a biopic on is Nina Simone. I think
That's right.
Zoe Saldana is
Yeah.
playing her in a
I love
movie.
her. I love her.
I think Zoe would be a movie star in any generation.
Definitely,
but she's
definitely.
looking forward to seeing her
very
as
unique.
Nina Simone. That's going to be good. All right, Des, thanks for stopping by the show. Unfortunately, you didn't bring me any supermodel phone numbers, but maybe next time you come on the show, you can hook me up. Where can people see all your stuff?
They can check me out on youtube.com/Desired Beauty, and that's desired with a Z.
Desired with a Z. Get familiar. Time now for some movie news. Anchorman 2 is going to be a musical. Well, kind of. You remember in the first Anchorman, there was that impromptu performance of Afternoon Delight? Well, director Adam McKay said in a recent interview, fans of Anchorman can expect more music in the sequel. It won't be entirely a musical, but Anchorman 2 was originally conceived for the Broadway stage. So McKay, along with Will Ferrell, said they're going to take songs from that Broadway production, since it's not happening, and they're going to put them in the movie. Will it work? Do you want to see Ron Burgundy walking up and down the streets of a whale's vagina? You know what that is, in San Diego, of course, singing and dancing? Let me know in the comment section below. And you, San Diego. One Direction has a 3D concert film on the way, which is great news if you're 13 years old. The good news for the rest of us? Well, it's going to be directed by documentary filmmaker Morgan Spurlock. I know Morgan might be an odd choice for some, but look, he's one of the best documentary filmmakers out there today. He's done films like Super Size Me and Palm Wonderful Presents the Greatest Movie Ever Sold. Obviously, One Direction fans are excited for this, but I think movie fans should be too. If you look in years past, there was the Justin Bieber documentary, the Katy Perry documentary, the Jonas Brothers documentary. I think Morgan Spurlock is a perfect choice to direct this One Direction 3D concert film. I know nothing about One Direction, but I am excited to see the movie because Morgan's involved. Are you? Let me know. Now, if you thought Morgan Spurlock and One Direction was an odd pairing, how about writer-director Harmony Korine and some ex-Disney stars going on spring break? Harmony Korine wrote Kids and Gummo. This time he's writing and directing Spring Breakers, which is about a group of girls who go on spring break, they get arrested, and then a drug dealer, played by James Franco, named Alien, bails them out and then puts them up to some terrible things, and you know how the rest of that goes. Are you excited for Spring Breakers? I am, because I want to see Franco's best impersonation of Riff Raff. He says that he didn't base his character on the rapper Riff Raff, but take a look. Here's James Franco in the movie. Here's the rapper Riff Raff. You be the judge. Well, it's no secret I love Skyfall. I reviewed it on the first episode of Screen Addict. It seems I'm not alone. Skyfall is breaking box office records around the world. In fact, it's the #2 movie of all time in the United Kingdom. Now, what's the #1 movie? Avatar, of course. So if James Cameron directed the next Bond movie and James Bond had to go to Pandora for a secret mission, well then maybe we could secure the #1 spot for 007. Who do you think should direct the next Bond movie? Should it be James Cameron? No. Let me know in the comment section. Time now for Instant Replay, a segment on the show where I put you guys on to something cool on the internet that you might have missed out on. The trailer for Tina Fey's new movie, Admission, was just posted on IndieWire, and it features a much more serious side of Tina Fey. Take a look.
I am an admissions officer. It's what I'm good at.
I've decided to retire, and nothing would make me happier than if one of you could have this office next year.
As a mother myself, I know the importance of teamwork.
And I am not a mother, but I know the importance of it too.
It's hard to believe that this is the first time we'll see Tina Fey and Paul Rudd star in a movie together. They're two of the most beloved people in comedies, whether on TV or at the movies. So it's only fitting that the two of them share the screen in a romantic comedy.
I'm sorry, are you a senior?
No, I'm in 6th grade.
Porsche, this is my son, Nelson. Love you, buddy.
Okay, Dad.
So you're just a single dad traveling the world with his kid doing good?
I have that on a t-shirt, actually.
From what we've seen from the trailer, don't you guys agree that we're seeing a different side of Tina Fey? She's not Liz Lemon over-the-top slapstick comedy. With this one, she's a little bit more grounded and looks a little bit more serious from some of her past efforts. So happy to see Tina trying something new in Admission. Now, I know a lot of you fanboys and fangirls out there are excited and counting down the days for The Hobbit when it hits theaters next month around the world. But it's going to be very hard for you guys to see the film in the original format that director Peter Jackson wanted you to. Peter Jackson shot the film in 48 frames per second, which is double the standard rate of 24 frames per second. Warner Brothers is releasing the film in over 10,000 screens, which is huge. It's a world event. It's The Hobbit after all. But only 400 or 500 of those screens will feature the film being projected in 48 frames per second. The reason? Well, it costs more money. Like everything in Hollywood, every penny counts. Warner Brothers is saying for theaters to have the technology needed for 48 frames per second, they would have to make upgrades of $1,500 per screen. When it comes to IMAX screens, we're talking $20,000. It's a lot of money. As always, lots of things happening here at CineFix. Check out our IndieWire coverage for the latest from Hollywood's red carpets, big A-list interviews, lots of cool new trailers, all available right here on CineFix with IndieWire. Giveaway time now on the show. John Gatins, the writer of Flight, which is in theaters right now, came by Screen Addict and talked about his latest project, as well as some of his previous work, including Real Steel, which he refers to as the greatest robot boxing movie of all time. And I guess he's right, because I think it's the only robot boxing movie of all time. That's beside the point. You can win a copy of Real Steel. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and let me know in the comments section what movie mashup you want to see. This is a robot boxing movie, so how about an outer space dance movie? Or Dwayne Johnson in a period piece? Let me know. Best answer gets Real Steel, starring Hugh Jackman and Anthony Mackie. I don't know how Anthony ended up in this movie, but one of my favorite actors, and he did. Well, that's it for this week's show. I want to thank Dez from Desired Beauty for stopping by. I want to thank you guys for watching, and be sure to subscribe to CineFix. You guys can get up to speed with the latest episodes of Screen Addict. Next week on the show, I break down the latest from Brad Pitt. Until then, I'm Ben Lyons. Peace.
JB Smoove and Garfield give their review of The Hobbit, even though they haven't seen it. Jesse Miller peddles 3D glasses to any and all moviegoers, promising an extra dimension to their experience. Uncle Al and Jack discuss The Hobbit, Hairy Feet, and The King of the Rings. Gray Drake gets all bookish as she lists her top 10 movies based on books. Ben Lyons talks movies and more with special guests Matt Belloni and Andre from Black Nerd Comedy. Devin Faraci takes you on a tour of some of the most famous movie locations in Los Angeles. Get your film fix. Subscribe to CineFix.